Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to Hand of Fate. Let's continue. So, last time I said I was going to do some consideration about where we go from this point. We've defeated the dealer. We beat the game. There is a decent amount of cards that still haven't been encountered, but it's not very many. It's like 6 right now.
Little pleases me more than watching your attempt to wriggle away from bad luck.
And those 6 may give me another 6, and those 6 may even give me another 6, but when all is said and done, that's gonna be about it. There's really not that much left to this game. There is some replayability.
Created by the Smiths of the South and brought to fame in song.
Like,
I will happily
here's a
wager
new
on
card.
the outcome. I do not think you have what it takes.
Of course, I just had to go through 3 other cards to get to this one. You return to the Kraken Cult. Perhaps if you can prove yourself in a trial by combat, then the Kraken Cult may aid you in some way. And this is the story I have to do to get another card to stop cursing me every time I land on it and actually give me the card token. You descend in the deepest recesses of the earth, surrounded by chanting lizardmen. You enter the arena. There you go, 4 scales, not too bad. But I've done some research. I've seen what the level is of how many cards are really left. It's not a lot. What those new cards are, whether they would be super interesting encounters or really different items, and frankly they really aren't. Each encounter in this game is pretty unique, but they're all about the same. You're not going to run into one that always gives you, for example, the dragon armor, which is 6 pieces of equipment that you would have to find. And there's an achievement, by the way. Oh, they want me to get a combo here without taking a hit. Ooh. I did not realize that was what I was supposed to be doing. So, I don't know if I can win here. Nope. So, like, here's a slightly more difficult challenge.
Failure will not set you back. Let us try again. Another of my servants fulfills his duties.
So, let's just talk about it for a second here. There's definitely some replayability. I'll just choose this again. There's definitely a reason why I could see if I didn't want to personally record and comment on anything, that I might come back to this game and play it some more. There's enough of cards here to kind of play with this, but none of the cards are that special. Sadly, I did find information. Hand of Fate is officially confirmed that it will come out. So, like, there's 2 new cards in this collection of 32 as far as equipment, and there's this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, that one, and that one. That's less than 7. That's 7 cards left, and each one of them has their own problems. Soul Gem probably would get it immediately and be done with that one. But the soldiers on leave we've tried multiple times and failed because we didn't have the armors. The tavern we've tried multiple times and failed because you have to get like a failure or something. I don't even know. The blood auction is just up to random gambling, and we haven't won there, and we'll probably take multiple times. The demon trader, you need 3 blessings to do. The ghost at the sea requires you to defeat the kraken, and to defeat the kraken requires you to defeat trial by combat, which you just saw me fail at. And then you have all these other cards that are just pretty much the same cards we've been playing with the whole game. So there's nothing really new here, and so we're going to get further and further down this repetitious cycle. Yes, there's warlord mode, and we will do that. And yes, there's soldiers training too on this one, and we probably won't do that. And then there's shadow agent, an expert at games of chance and luck, but unskilled in combat. So that's who we're going to play as this time. And my goal from now on is we're going to just play as each character once and see if we can get a feeling of what's going on there.
It would be so easy to create a game that merely defeats you. A game in which you stand no chance, also completely unfair. That is not how I work. I refuse to play in such a manner. Our game is fair, and you will be defeated fairly.
See, and it feels like you really should just play all these characters on Jack, which is weird. But very first card I run into is Shadow Agent 1.
This token will unlock more cards if you can defeat this encounter.
You're summoned to a secret meeting in a small tavern outside the town of Stiegel. You talk business with several members of the town's merchant guild. And see, instead of getting a token, I should just automatically unlock the second card. That's one of the things that they could improve on in Hand of Fate 2. So far, from what I've seen or what other people have seen of Hand of Fate 2, it is improving by not just having goals of killing the boss. There will be levels where you have to have certain amounts of food or gold, and there will be a second tier of cards that are silver backed where you can have like only 5 or some small amount in your deck. So it feels like they're going to improve, but maybe they won't improve enough. I still would probably want to get Hand of Fate 2. But my problem, and if you're new to Hand of Fate 1, your problem will be you'll probably be close to burned out of playing this style of game by the time the sequel comes out. There's a lot of repetition that is going to have to go on here. Let's see. We have a job opportunity for you, one that begins hesitantly. We don't normally deal with you people of your unique skill set, but we're in a bit of a bind. The master of our guild is a little more than a crook. He hired goons to keep us all in line, while he lives very well from the coffers of the guild's treasury. We don't want to have him killed. Another member interrupts, just out of his position of power. So we want you to steal the guild master's ring from him. It is a symbol of office, and without it, he cannot authorize any guild business, which includes withdrawing money from the treasury. Bring us the guild master's ring, and we'll reward you well with coin. He carries the ring on his person at all times, and these days he never leaves his house, which is a wealthy district of Stiegel. Perhaps you can find a way to lure him out. Of course, if the town guards or anyone else asks, we've never met you. The card's token is yours. So, that encounter was nothing but story, which is part of the problem. Let's see.
There's a token in it for you if you win.
Help. And we need to fail. And we didn't fail, we succeeded. So we just get a gain card, and we don't get the card token. And that's how it's been with that card forever. Demon Trader. Again, we don't have 3 blessings, so we can't do anything there. So then we move forward.
Descend ever deeper into the subterranean pit.
So,
Once again, you have reached the depths. Can you find your foe?
Upon entering a level, all encounters that have a chance event are indicated. So none of these cards even have a chance event.
Again, you face the Jack of Dust. Press on. Do not give up this early.
So I could do a lot of repetition here. Apparently have a very high cooldown on this stabbing action of mine when I hit the right button. It does a magic missile. So I started with some kind of different weapon than the other players. I really just don't feel like there's enough focus on this fate element of the game for it to make any sense. Is this a new fight area too? I think it may be. Down to 21 health. So you can see I'm really not an adept fighter. They were not joking about that. Down to 12 health. And I have not managed to kill anybody. He is a rather difficult character to fight with. Yeah, I don't even know if I'm gonna win here. And this is the easiest of the guys. Yeah, barely even got a victory. And see, our character looks pretty much the same every single time, just as a couple
Down
different
into
pieces
the
of
worms with him.
items.
Perhaps there is peace for him in the grave, poor soul.
And so I can get that one coin, and I can move further this way. And I could
Shall we deal again?
really struggle here to get all of these stories done. But I don't really want to. Not right now, and not on screen. There's not anything new to be offered here. So I guess if you're just gonna assume you get 9 new fates from the DLC. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So when you first played, you only had easy mode, normal mode, and warlord mode. I also want to mention that a lot of the achievements on this are like just not things I'm gonna get. And so I don't think the DLC is probably too worth it for the new fates. I think it probably is worth it for the new encounters, but you probably could do fun just playing the game without the DLC altogether. So he had his change, which is let's see, no. When we just played as the Shadow Agent, we played as Soldier's Training before. Next guy has no inventory, cannot carry extra equipment. The equipment that would normally go in your inventory is automatically sold, and he's the Nomad. So we'll play as him. And there's nothing really to change, so we start again.
I was left these simple pieces, and from them I have built a palace of memories. A convoluted maze that few will ever reach the end of. Will you be one of them?
So I want to fail.
A choice. Select your desire.
Man, I am too lucky. So many times I've messed that up. So there's no reason to even go to the other two, because I cannot, as a nomad, have 3 helmets, and going to the Sea Ghost makes no sense. So just move forward immediately.
Kind of travel.
And the only thing we're really determining here
Once again, you
is
have
just the
reached
inventory.
the depths. Can you find your foe?
Toxic blood. You start off with the 1 piece of equipment. Less damage from starvation while the player has no unequipped items. Well, then he would never starve as fast because he has to have equipped items. Either you equip them or you lose them. Nomad's Desert 1.
Win this and claim my token.
You're inexplicably drawn towards the bleak and unforgiving desert, drawn by powerful desire to find something that was once lost. You don't know what you're searching for or where it is, but you must press on. What direction do I go? Wow, north. You travel north, further into the desert. You've yet to find what you're searching for, but you must press on. Which direction do you go? North. You travel north, further into the desert. The sun beats down on you, draining you of the strength. North. Travel north. The toil of your journey requires more food. North. You travel north. You're baffled. You are buffeted sandstorms, bitten by scorpions, and deceived by mirages. Draw 1 pain card. North. You leave the desert behind, but along with it you leave behind your hope that you can find the truth about why the desert calls you. So that's an interesting card in the fact that it gives you multiple directions to choose, but really nothing else interesting about it.
Again, you face the Jack of Dust.
And then
Press
we're
on.
just
Do not give up this early.
again back to Jack. So this is a very basic just comparison. How are the attack styles of the Nomad? Probably a lot better than the Gambler that we were fighting as before. You can tell by how long it takes us to either die or win. One of the achievements is stabbing 2 characters on the ground in a row, or doing 2 prone attacks in a row, so that's said. And that just seems like something you would never run into until you put a good 60-70 hours in the game, which is too many hours. Another achievement is getting all the dragon armor, which is like, we've only seen 1 piece of it at all. And that's some
Down
of the
into
cards.
the worms with him. Perhaps
Goodness.
there is peace for him in the grave, poor soul. Shall we deal again?
And see, after you've crossed that mountain of beating the dealer, just feels just incredibly repetitive. Everything that was good about this game suddenly feels like, oh no, you're just kind of wasting your time. You're just playing for the reason of playing. So Shadow Agent, Nomad, Iron Hunger. Discarded equipment grants iron ore, a special food that is all this fate can consume. interesting. So the Iron Hunger is an interesting concept for a class in itself, because it's not something I can think of an equivalent of in like
You're all
Dungeons
merely
and
pieces
Dragons.
upon the board. The circle repeats without end. Does the rook understand the oblivion that engulfs it when it is placed back in the box? Does the king understand that he truly rules over nothing?
So immediately went
A
into
challenge
Iron
for
Hunger.
you, and a token if you succeed.
In a strange wooden but hut resting precautiously close to the edge of a ravine, you meet an eccentric old man who is delighted to meet you. I'm delighted to meet you, the curiosity-dressed man exclaims it from behind his workbench. I have need of your special talents. He goes on to explain that his chemical experiments require just the special kind of ore that one of your nature normally consumes instead of food. My payment will depend on how my experiments with the ore go, but I am sure it will be worth your while. I was once official alchemist to the king of Kadire, which I don't think I've heard of a city called Kadire or an area called Kadire before in any other card. So they seem to just make up all these fantasy things. 25 ore, he explains, just bring it in next week. I'm just finishing off some experiments with the unicorn feathers. Until then, you leave the man to his work and continue on your journey. The card token is
For
now
eons
yours.
I have waited for an appropriate player. It seems there are more eons ahead.
So
We play for a token now.
the problem with Iron Hunger 2, it's gonna absolutely be 25 ore I would have to have. Wow, I got lucky there. If successful in your bid, the strange creature says your item will be good for after return to you. The card's token is now yours. You decide to leave. So there's another story card done. Demon Trader. I don't have enough blessings for that. I won't have enough blessings.
Caves and caverns. One cannot hope to find adventure without a little delving now.
So, if I eat
Once again,
iron,
you have reached the depths.
does
Can you
that
find
mean
your foe?
I would have to buy items to get food? That's something I need to figure out on this character, just for personal knowledge. Let's approach the shop. We get ambushed by 3 mages. Thanks. Thanks, game. It's a pretty common thing in video games that once you've hit the end, once you've seen the credits, you're done. It's better than the video games where you're done, you're ready to quit before you've seen the credits, or they just make themselves go on for a really long time. Wow, that was an interesting big triangle they formed. Taking a lot of damage. There we go. But yeah, the DLC doesn't add enough to this game, and we had it installed from the beginning, and it still didn't intrigue me. That there's really no reason why any player should play as a different fate. Let's see. So can I buy food?
I'm sure you are grateful for that.
Yes, I can. So that's alright. So the Iron Hunger character class really doesn't make any sense to me at all. It seems like you can just go and buy food whenever you feel like it anyways.
Again, a token is at stake.
Let's see if I can get the tavern.
As you plunder the secrets of your memories, you'll gain new cards.
I'm trying to
Some
fail.
you'll wish you'd left untouched.
Alright. Now I need a huge success. Huge success, huge success. You find a ship just off the coast, you climb aboard, you yell. The yell goes up from the pirates, you reach back just as they attack. So now I need to take out the 3 of Dust and the King of Dust, which is quite a lot. So I want to be careful here not to lose in this fight. Is this the first time we've ever fought on a ship? It really feels like some of these sceneries, these scenes are just underused. Really, really underused. Come on. Down to 65 health. There's the king down. I'm down to 31 health. Boy, does he not want to go down. You find the treasure on the ship's hull. The captain draws his sword. It's mine. Keep away. Offer to share. After all of this, I either attack the captain, offer to share the treasure, or tell him to keep it. Tell him to keep it's wrong. And let's see. Offer to share or attack the captain. Let's just attack the captain. You attack the captain, the fight is long and savage, but ultimately you are victorious. The captain's life is dead at your feet. The dealer draws 3 pain cards. 15 health cards. 10 max health.
Oh dear.
5 health. I am down to 1. The card's token is now yours. Draw 3, keep 1. I'll take the new one.
As pleases you.
And amongst the other valuables, you find a map. You now have no idea what may be found in the location marked, but you stash it away just in case. So I'm at 16 health with that step. And see, there is an achievement for starting a fight at like 5 health or less. It doesn't make sense how you'd ever do that. though.
Again, you face the Jack of Dust. Press on. Do not give up this early.
Almost certainly going to lose here. That's 23 health I have for some reason. 15 health. I'm trying to use everything to my advantage. And that's that for that. Death.
Ah, death. It takes us all in time. Not generally this quickly, mind you. I'm afraid that is where this round ends. Some other time, perhaps.
For visiting the alchemist, I get item number 2. For winning the blood auction, I get 20 gold, the legendary ring, and blood auction 4, which is, I'm sure, just the same thing again. For defeating the captain of the drunken witch, you receive the pirate map. So, that's the Iron Eater, and it's really not that much different than any of the other ones. There's, let's see, probably any new items I get. You would think all the new items would be put in your deck by the recommendation by default, but that actually isn't the case. So it is necessary, sadly, to go through this whole collection every single time you get a new item to see if it's in the deck you're actually going to play. I have one new ring here, the emergency ring, which who knows what that does. And then the next card I would play as after on Hunger is Curse of the Lion Prince. Start with low max health, but increase it with each defeated enemy up to a max health of 200. Interesting. And then we'd still need this encounter, and we've still are at about 7 new cards to play. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we got down to 6 now. And that's sort of how I think it's just going to be. So, next recording, we do the Curse of the Lion Prince, we do Explorer's Gift, we do Merchant Guide, we do Hoarder's Desire, and Monk, and then we'll finally do Warlord. And then that's just going to be the end of this series. Anything as far as if I ever do want to play this game more, I'm just going to play it off screen.
Every card drawn from your thoughts
you would
and
see
your memories.
maybe
Every
a few more things,
tainted
but
by your view of the world.
you would actually
and your
waste so much
single-minded
more
purpose.
time.
The
I
same
think you've-
singularity of purpose that
You've
brings
seen
you
enough here to make your decision as to whether you want to buy and play this game. Me showing you 100% versus 99%, which is where I would guess we've reached here, or will reach by the time we're done, isn't really going to change anything. There is no one card that's going to change the complete way this game works. Anywho, that's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment if you want to, and watch every second of my videos. All of that helps out. If you want to support me, you can click on my name, Rydo. On the right will be a blue button that says support this channel. Click it, make a donation. And if you want to friend or follow me on basically any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.